everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and to another yoga flow with me, Sarah Malcolm. This flow today is just a nice short practice and great if you're feeling particularly anxious or stressed out and you just kind of need to wind down and bring yourself back down to earth is what this is all about. So this is a nice grounding practice to do just that. Nothing wild, just tuning into the rhythm of your breath and to how it feels to be in your body. We're going to start seated in Sukhasana. So just come to a comfy seat. If you'd like to prop yourself up on anything to lengthen out the hip flexors a little bit, you may. Otherwise, just settle in, take a few rolls of your shoulders. Close your eyes and let your hands ground down on your thighs. Feel this heaviness of dropping your shoulders down your spine and also a heaviness of your elbows, so you don't have to hold anything up here. And then for a moment, just let yourself really slump into yourself with an awareness of slumping. With your eyes closed and your face really soft. How does it feel to just melt into this moment, melt into your body? Just start to notice your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose and how that supports you day in, day out without you having to tell it to do anything. Feel the connection of the ground underneath you. And just notice the parts of your body that have this contact with the ground. Can you almost root them into the ground a little more? Maybe with the sensation that you are actually rooting yourself in. Your body is digging down, making roots and connecting. The ground has just completely got you. No need to hold on. Just softening. And then just start to bring your awareness to your pelvic floor. And with this awareness, just start to find a little bit of an energetic lift in that space. And this is called Udianabanda, this pelvic floor lift or lock. The first bandha, first lock in the body. Letting that lift, just notice if that has an effect on anywhere else in the body. It might not, just notice that. Feel that very rooted lift, that very rooted energy, just from the base of your spine. And then start to let that line of energy trickle up to your belly. It rises all the way up to your belly button. Let that rise, lift you a little higher as you draw navel in towards your spine. And this is called Udianabanda. This belly lift and lock supporting the spine, supporting your body and core. And then keep this lifted line of energy traveling all the way up through your spine. And it journeys to your heart space. Let that feel a little prouder, but also softer equally. And then keep traveling this lift all the way up through your head and out of the crown of your head. This risen body, almost like flowering or rising from the ground, from the earth. And then we're just going to move through a little bit of Pranayama, of box breathing. And box breathing in Sanskrit is samavritti, which translates to mean equal fluctuations or equal movement. So let this just ground us into our breath a little more. We'll be inhaling for a count of 4, holding the breath for 4, exhaling for 4, and then holding the breath again. So starting together, let's inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath at the top. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1, hold 4, 3, 2, 1, and just keep breathing like this. Just let that cycle of breath keep traveling through, keep journeying through the body. And with this invitation on each hold, on your top hold and bottom hold, just feel what you can soften. Feel what you can earth into the ground a little more and let go of in this pause, in this time of reflection. And if the mind wanders slightly, which it might do, it probably will, natural occurrence of the mind, just let it fall back to the breath, keeping the count, keeping watch. And then the next time you come to exhale, start to return back to your natural breath. And place your left hand on your heart, right hand on your belly. Breathe into both hands. And just feel this really rooted, supported body, just held here in this stillness, in this moment. Together, take a full breath in through the nose. And then a big sigh out through the mouth. Ah, lovely. And if your eyes have been closed that whole time, you can reopen them. And we're just going to roll over the legs and come into a tabletop position. So on all fours, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Take your time to arrive into that space and then really spread wide into the hands. In fact, we're going to pick up all of our fingers, so we're on the heels of the hands. And then starting from our little finger, spread little finger to land, then ring finger, middle finger, index finger and thumb. So you've really got this spreaded base, this supported base for your body. And then almost feel like you could do the same with the tops of your toes, tops of the feet. Again, just start to feel this line of energy draw up through your pelvic floor and belly. Let your chin slightly tuck towards your chest and just let your breath move back into its full state. If Ujjayi breath is something you practice with, start to come into that. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose with a gentle restriction on the back of the throat. Support of the ground. Feeling that rooted support, rooted energy. And then let's start to move our breath into the body. As you inhale, let the belly start to drop down. Heart space glides forward as your neck stays lovely and long. Shoulders roll down the spine. So rather than throwing the head back, keep the neck long. Exhale, we take it to the other way. Press down through the hands. Puff up the shoulders, chin to chest as you tuck your tailbone underneath you. Inhale, we take that again. Belly drops, heart space lengthens forward. Neck is beautifully long. Exhale, rounding all the way through, pressing the ground away, using this press at the tops of the feet and the hands. And then if this feels like, yeah, this is really working, this is really feeling nice for me, stick with this. Otherwise, maybe you just feel inspired to start to wriggle around slightly. So it might take you into making big circles through the hips or through the shoulders. Maybe you find a figure of 8 through the body. Wherever you feel like, yeah, I could really do with some support there, let yourself just move into that. Maybe you take some rotations through the wrists, anything at all. How can you land into your body with this support of the ground? And then really find center. If you've shimmied out, just let the hands be underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Press down through your right hand as you inhale. Start to peel up through your left arm. Find a nice big twist through the spine, through the center of the spine. And then as you exhale, thread your left arm all the way underneath your right. Reach as far as you can. And then inhale, we re-rise, pressing down through the right hand. Spiral the left arm all the way back up. Exhale, this time thread the left arm all the way underneath. Keep reaching and then land your left shoulder and the left side of your face to the earth. Left hand is softening. Options here. Maybe this feels enough to just be here. Head is heavy, letting the ground really hold you. Right hand can stay planted as you lift through the right elbow, or maybe the right arm lifts. If that feels good, stick with that. Or the right hand can come to your left thigh, left hip crease. Finding a roll through the shoulder if it's gone there. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, release. Right hand comes all the way back down. Press through your right hand to inhale, peel up through the left arm, find this twist. Exhale, left hand comes back down to the ground. We take it to the other side now. Right arm starts to reach up. Really feel like you could expand through your fingertips, pressing the ground away. Exhale, right arm reaches underneath the left arm, reach as far as you can. Before you land it, we're going to rise back up. Left hand presses down, inhale. Like you're swaying in a breeze. And exhale, thread the right arm underneath. This time reach as far as you can. Land your right shoulder and the right side of your face down. Left hand either stays planted, elbow pointing up, or you reach the left arm up and overhead. Again, option to bring the right hand to your right thigh or right hip crease. Earth into the right shoulder. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release. Left hand comes down. Peel back up through the right arm. Full breath in. On your exhale, bring your right hand back down to the ground. Start to tuck your toes. As you energize through your hands, re-spread through your fingers and lift your hips up and back to your downward facing dog. Softening, melting the chest back towards your thighs, and then just start to slowly pedal through the feet. So you bend one knee and the other as one heel, then the other melts to the ground. Keep pressing the ground away through your hands. And rather than just sort of collapsing the body into the ground, let the ground support you. Press it away to rise this energy up and out. And then find a little bit of stillness. Come back to your breath. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Bend through your knees. Bring your gaze between your hands. Slow walk to meet your hands at the top of your mat. And really just notice how your feet are pressing into the ground. How you're connecting feet to ground as you take this slow walk all the way up. And then we'll meet at the top. Feet are hip width distance apart. Take hold of your opposite elbows. Take hold of your opposite elbows. Have a soft bend in your knees as you take a little sway side to side from the hips. Letting any effort just drip down through the face and the head, decompressing the spine. Hands return all the way back down to the ground. Let your left hand come central in front of the feet. So you've almost got a triangle with your left hand and feet. Bend your left knee a lot. Draw your right hip back as you inhale. Peel up through your right arm. Find a nice big twist through the body. Exhale, release. Right hand comes all the way down. Switch it over. Bend through the right knee. Draw the left hip back as you inhale. Peel up through the left arm. Exhale, release. Left hand comes all the way down. Just feel into your forward fold. Now for this practice, we're not going to come to stand at all. We're going to stay really low to the ground. So just really feel this absorbing of the earth, this sort of surrender to the earth. Softening the breath. And then on your inhale, we'll just take a halfway lift. Let your hands trace the front of your legs. Hands come to your thighs as you draw in through your belly, lift your heart space, elbows pull in. Exhale, refold, soften all the way back down. Take that one more time. Inhale to ripple up through the spine. Pelvic floor rises, belly draws in, heart space lengthens. Exhale, refold. Let your hands come all the way back down to the ground, and then just step your right foot all the way out long behind you. Big step back. Lower your right knee as you untuck your right toes. On an inhale, start to sweep your arms all the way up and overhead. Find your Udianabanda, low crescent lunge. Exhale, just soften into this. Just feel your own arrival here. Shimmy your left foot just slightly further forward so you can melt the hips, the pelvis, a little further down. Feel like the ground is really drawing you down, but there's this rise up through the fingertips. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, let your left hand come down to the left side of your mat. Right arm reaches all the way up and over. Big side bend over towards the right. Soften the jaw. Full breath in here. Exhale, release. Both hands come down to frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes as you lift your right knee, and then step back to a downward facing dog. Press the ground away. Head is heavy. Weight pours into the heels. On your inhale, find a ripple and come all the way into a high plank. So you come forward. Exhale, lower down to the knees. Untuck the toes. Inhale, find a slight lift through the heart space and tuck of the tailbone. And as you exhale, elbows squeeze in. We lower all the way down, thighs, belly and chest, melting to the floor. Let your hands come wide, wider than your shoulders. Come onto the fingertips. Press down through the tops of your feet. Really feel what's connected to the ground here. And then tuck your tailbone. Press your pubic bone to the earth. On an inhale, roll the shoulders and rise through the chest. Exhale, re-melt down. Feel this ripple of the spine. Take one more like that. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to release. Hands come back underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes, rise through a tabletop, and then lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. In your down dog, start to lift your right leg, find a three-legged dog, and then bend your right knee, draw your right heel towards your bum as you stack and open your hip. Weight pulls into the left heel, take a full breath in here. Exhale, draw your right knee towards your right elbow. Weight comes forward, and then step right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Lengthen out through your left leg a little more. Keep pressing down through the ball of the left foot. Left hand stays grounded. On an inhale, reach up through your right arm and take a nice big twist. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand behind your head. Right elbow comes towards your left wrist. Find this opposite twist from the opposite direction all the way down. And then we take that twice more. Inhale to reach up through the right arm. Broaden out through the chest. Exhale, hand behind the head, right elbow to left wrist. Melt the pelvis down. One more. Inhale to rise through the right arm. Exhale, right elbow, left wrist. And then just come back through center. Let your right hand come to the ground underneath your right shoulder. Land your left knee, untuck your left toes. Feels nice to be just rooted to the ground again, right? Lizard lunge. Soften your pelvis forward and then just shine your heart a little further towards the top of the mat. And it might feel yummy to just take a little wiggle out side to side, a little sway, maybe forward and back. Feeling the support of the ground and all the body parts that have contact with the ground. And then we have some options here. Option one is to just stick with this. If this feels like enough, just explore how the body feels, how it's playing with this. Option two is to start to roll your weight onto the outside edge of your right foot. Allow your right foot to flex a lot, and then bring your right hand to the right thigh. Use the right hand to press the thigh away as the left hand presses down and you start to twist your heart space. Rather than pressing on the knee here, really press on the fleshy part of your thigh. And then soften right shoulder down, take a full breath in. Full breath out. Now if this feels like enough, stick with that. Otherwise, if you want something a little more, left elbow comes down to the ground, left forearm to the ground, and you do the same thing. Close your eyes and just really feel this surrender to the earth. Wherever you are, take one more breath in. One more breath out, and we'll all meet with our hands back underneath our shoulders. Sole of the right foot replants to the ground. Tuck your left toes and lift your left knee. And then we're just going to step the left foot to the outer edge of the left hand, coming into a nice Malasana Squat. Heels can be up or down here. If it feels nourishing to just find a little bit of movement, then do that. And then soften into some stillness. Hands come together at your heart center, Anjali Mudra. Roll the shoulders as you press palm to palm. Lift your heart space slightly. Close your eyes. And just really feel this rooting sensation of the feet. Drawing up through your pelvic floor as the body almost roots and rises at the same time. Mimicking like a sturdy tree trunk. Or a tree, yeah. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, hands come down to the ground. Send your hips high as you heel to your feet underneath your hips. Forward fold, Uttanasana, just absorb it. Inhale, find a halfway lift. This time your hands can stay on the ground. Come to your shins or your thighs. Move with your breath. Exhale, refold. Hands come to the earth. Big step back of your left foot. Lower your left knee as you untuck your left toes. Inhale, rise the body up. Find your Udianabanda, low crescent lunge. Exhale, just soften into it. Feel this pressing down of the top of the left foot, left shin and left knee. Take one more breath in, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, right hand comes down to the right side of your mat. Melt your pelvis, your hips a little heavier. Reach all the way up and over through your left arm. Soften the head, take one breath in here. Exhale, release. Hands come to freeing your right foot. Press the ground away, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and then step the right foot back, downward facing dog. On an inhale, find a ripple, come into a high plank. Exhale, this time either down to your knees or through chaturanga, whatever you feel is most supportive for you. In this moment, no rush, no judgment. Inhale, we find a lift, either cobra or up dog. And exhale, hips travel up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, we start to lift the left leg, find three-legged dog. Bend the left knee, draw your left heel towards your bum, stack and open your hip. Full breath in here. Exhale, left knee towards your left elbow. Weight comes forward, shoulders past the wrists. Step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Shimmy back through your right foot slightly. Press down through your right hand as you inhale. Peel up through the left arm, big twist. Exhale, left hand comes to the back of your head, left elbow to your right wrist. Twice more like that. Inhale to find this reach, this twist through the spine. Exhale, left elbow, right wrist. One more time, feel this expansion. Inhale to find a rise. Exhale, draw everything in, left elbow to right wrist. And then hands come underneath the shoulders. Let your right knee come down to the ground. Untuck your right toes. Lizard lunge again. Here we are. Feeling this connection to the ground, this earthiness. Maybe you take a little rock side to side or a sway. And then options again. Option one, stick with this. Pelvis can melt down as you lift up through the heart. Just broaden here. If you are lifting, let the head be sort of dropping rather than throwing anything back. Let it be supported. Option two, rolling onto the outer edge of your left foot. Flex the left foot. And then using your left hand, press the thigh away as you twist through the body. Option three, right forearm comes down and you do the same thing. Really notice what parts of your body have this connection to the ground. Use that. One breath in here. Full breath out. Both hands come back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. Step your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Back into our Malasana Squat. Stay in stillness here straight away rather than moving through anything. Let your hands come together in prayer. Press elbows into your inner thighs and then inner thighs press back into your elbows. Softness through your seat, lift your heart. Close your eyes. Release any effort through the jaw, the face that's maybe crept in. Take one more breath in here. And as you exhale now, with as much control as we can muster up, reach your arms forward and then let your bum sit down behind you. And if you fell and that wasn't graceful, mine wasn't very graceful, don't worry. We're going to come to a double pigeon. So start off with your left leg forward, almost sort of paralleling the top of your mat, but don't worry if it's not. Flex your left foot and then take your right leg and place it over the left. So knees and feet are in line with one another. If it feels right to just sort of scoop the flesh of your bum back, then do that. If this is really intense, let your right leg just come forward so you're almost cross-legged, but your legs are a bit further away. Hands come down behind you, press down through your fingertips and then lift up through your heart. Almost feel the sensation of pressing the ground away so much that your hips and pelvis, your bottom could lift off the ground. Take a full breath in here. And then exhale, maybe you just stay. Or maybe you start to walk fingertips forward and fold over your legs. Wherever you go, let the jaw release and the head just melt down. No need to hold on to the weight of your head, weight of the body. Let the ground support you, nourish you. Take a big inhale. Big full exhale. And then inhale, just re-rise the body. Come all the way up if you were down. Hands come behind you, nothing too wild. We're just going to take it straight to the other side. So this time right leg comes underneath, right leg comes forward, left leg comes on top. Again, if this feels too much, your left leg can just come forward of the right leg instead of coming on top. I'm right on my creaky floorboard here. Feet are flexed, fingertips come behind for support. Inhale, find this lift away from the ground, feeling this length up through the spine. And exhale, maybe you stay or you start to shift your weight forward, slowly journeying down. Nothing is rushed. Take your time. And if the mind just starts to wander again, come back to your breath. Just tune back into that, tune back into sensation. With each exhale, see it as an invitation to just drop a little deeper, to let go. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then on the inhale, we rise back up. Lovely. Hands behind for support. Unravel the legs. Bring your soles of the feet together. And then just walk your feet a little further away. So rather than being all the way up here, like a good school child, we're going to take Tarasana. So legs out long. Hands to your ankles. Take a full breath in. Just feel this length up through the spine. And then as you exhale, let yourself just fold over. So full permission to round the spine. But rather than coming straight down here, let there be some sort of lift up through the underneath, through your belly and heart space and chest. And then if you have something nearby handy, you just happen to have something handy, you might like to place your forehead on that. So if you've got a brick or a cushion, maybe that can come to the forehead. Or you can just place your head all the way down, if that's where you're going today. Again, just use the breath to ease in. Breathe into the back body. Every exhale, an invitation to drop a little deeper, to let the ground support you, hold you. One more inhale. Full breath out as you exhale. Inhale, gently draw yourself back up to rise the head, the chest. And then we're just going to come all the way down onto our backs. If you feel like flopping, full permission to do that, all with control. And then when your head and shoulders meet the earth, just pause there, really let them sink in, get heavy, soften the breath, and then hug your knees in towards your chest. Take a little rock side to side as your arms wrap around your shins, letting the earth just hold you, hold the weight of you. And then we come to happy baby, taking the feet out wide. Either peace fingers to your big toes, wrap them round, or take the outside edges of your feet. Let your lower back flush to the ground. So rather than hoiking all the way up here, just soften that down. And then again, it might feel yummy to take a little rock side to side or extend through one leg and then the other. Face is soft. And then before we completely melt into your Shavasana, soles of the feet together, just let them come all the way down to the ground. Sukhasana to Badakanasana. Head heavy. And then maybe it feels supportive to bring your hands onto your pelvis, your hips, and just soften that place in. If this feels like, yeah, this is really nice to just stay with this, then you can see this as your Shavasana for today. And just let the ground hold you. If you would like to wrap yourself up in anything, in a blanket, then do that. And then if this feels a little too much in the hips, to pause in and soften in, then extend your legs out long as we come into Shavasana. Arms down by your side, shoulders shimmying apart. Nothing to hold on to here, nothing to do. Just letting the ground cradle us, support us. Feeling the body earth even more. Settling the breath. Just letting everything calm down, smooth out. And if you've got time to stay here and just enjoy this, then be here for as long as you like. Otherwise, gently bring some movement back into the fingertips and toes. If it feels nourishing to reach your arms up overhead, then do that. But if that feels like too big or grand a motion, then just stay small. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Roll onto your right hand side. Pause here as the ground just holds you. First ever pose we came through in our lives, in our bodies. Embryo pose. And then when you feel ready to rise, do it slowly. Keep your eyes closed if you can. Just trust the sound of my voice. And we'll meet in a cross-legged seat in Sukhasana. Back where we started, full circle. Take a roll out of the shoulders. Hands come together in prayer at your heart space. Take a full breath in through your nose. Really fill the body up with this air. Take a full breath in through your nose. Really fill the body up with air. And then big sigh out through the mouth. Release. Bowing your head to your hands, to your heart. Thanking yourself for committing to this, for showing up and caring for yourself. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for that flow. I really hope that was soothing for you. It felt soothing for me, so I hope that was mirrored through the camera into your world. If you would like to know when more videos are up and coming out, then please do subscribe to my channel. It really helps me continue to make these videos. And you can follow me on Instagram at Sarah Malks, and any messages and comments are always welcome to hear. If you have any questions, let me know. Have lovely days. Bye everyone.